She looks at you like she's about to say something, but she never does, and that's what makes her unforgettable. The painting is called Girl with a Pearl Earring, created by Johannes Vermeer, and it is one of the most recognizable faces in art history. But the strange thing is, no one actually knows who she is. There is no confirmed name, no clear story, and no proof that she ever existed. She feels real, almost like someone you've seen before, yet she might not be a real person at all. In a time when portraits were meant to show wealthy or important individuals, this painting stands apart. There's no grand setting, no detailed background, no symbols of status. Just a girl, emerging from darkness, turning her head toward you. That simplicity is exactly what pulls you in. It feels personal, almost like you've interrupted a quiet moment. People often compare it to the Mona Lisa, calling it the Mona Lisa of the North. But the feeling here is different. The Mona Lisa hides behind a mysterious smile, while this painting holds you with something softer and more immediate. Her lips are slightly parted, her gaze direct but gentle, as if she is caught between speaking and staying silent. So who is she? Some believe she could have been a servant in Vermeer's household. Others think she might have been his daughter, and some argue she was never meant to represent a specific person at all. This is because the painting is not a traditional portrait, but what artists call a tronie, a study of expression and character rather than identity. It is not about who she is, but about what she feels like. That idea changes everything. Instead of looking for a biography, you start noticing the emotion, the softness of her skin, the way light touches her face, the calm yet curious expression in her eyes. It begins to feel less like a person and more like a moment captured in time. Johannes Vermeer himself was not widely famous during his lifetime. He lived and worked in the city of Delft, painting slowly and carefully, often taking months to complete a single piece. Unlike many artists, he did not produce hundreds of works. He created only a small number of paintings, but each one shows incredible attention to detail and control. His focus was not quantity, but precision. One of the most remarkable aspects of his work is how he used light. In this painting, light doesn't just illuminate the subject, it defines her. It shapes her face, highlights her eyes, and gives a subtle glow to her lips. The effect is so natural that it almost feels like a photograph, even though it was painted centuries before cameras existed. Some historians believe Vermeer may have used a camera obscura, an early optical device that projects images using light. Whether he used it or not, what matters is how deeply he understood the behavior of light. He knew how to soften edges, how to blur transitions, and how to create a sense of depth without overwhelming detail. Then there is the pearl. It stands out immediately, catching the light in a way that feels almost unreal. Interestingly, it is not painted with heavy detail. It is just a few simple strokes, carefully placed to suggest reflection rather than form. Some experts even suggest it might not be a real pearl at all, but an artistic illusion created to draw attention. This raises an interesting question about the painting. How much of what we see is actually real, and how much is created by our perception? When you look at her, your mind fills in the gaps. You imagine her story, her thoughts, her identity. The painting becomes a collaboration between the artist and the viewer. That might be the true reason it feels so alive. It doesn't give you everything. It leaves space for interpretation, and in that space, your imagination takes over. You are not just observing the painting, you are participating in it. There is also something powerful about the moment Vermeer chose to capture. She is not posed in a formal way. Instead, She appears to be turning, as if someone just called her name. For artists, this painting offers an important lesson. It shows that art is not only about accuracy or detail, it is about what you choose to reveal and what you choose to leave out. In the end, the mystery remains. We still don't know her name, her story, or her identity, but perhaps that is exactly how it was meant to be. Because sometimes, a painting does not need to tell you everything. Sometimes, it becomes more powerful when it leaves something unsaid. And maybe that is the true brilliance of Girl with a Pearl Earring. It doesn't give you answers. It gives you a feeling. And that feeling stays with you long after you stop looking.